Welcome, dear viewers, to the next series of the international discussion that is dedicated to the forum Global Crisis. Our survival is in unity. This forum showed for all of us that everything is possible when we are united, when the people who really have one goal make everything possible and impossible and implement this goal. There can be no borders. There can be no issues to translate this event in 150 languages. There will be no issues in streaming this event to thousands of platforms all around the world. It was easy to share this event in different social media and social networks. And in participation and preparation of this event took so many people part, it's really hard even to imagine how huge and really unprecedented this event is. And it's my pleasure to continue this discussion with our guests, with speakers of the forum, with people who participated in the preparation of this forum, and to really continue this wave that was just overwhelming after the forum. So, welcome.
Yes, and today with us, we've got a special guest, Katarína Mikitová from Slovakia. Katarína was speaker in the forum, and she held a speech about human rights and about self-governance of society. So, welcome, Katka.
Pekný večer všetkým divákom.
Thank you very much. And let's kick off with the first question. I would like to know what was your internal motivation to participate in this forum, and what is your internal motivation to participate generally in the project Creative Society?
Ďakujem veľmi pekne. Hneď na začiatku by si povedal, že som bola speakerom na fórume. Ja sa chcem veľmi pekne poďakovať za túto možnosť, pretože za každým jedným slovom, ktoré som na fórume povedala, stojí tisíce a tisíce ľudí, ktorí pripravovali toto fórum, ktorí zháňali informácie, oslovovali hostí, overovali tieto informácie. Teda ja som vďačná za to, že som mohla byť hlasom týchto všetkých ľudí, ktorí už teraz podporujú a budujú tvorivú spoločnosť. No a čo je moja motivácia? Tak na projekte Tvorivá spoločnosť môžem povedať, že som hneď od začiatku a hneď na začiatku to bola taká idea a sen, že áno, a ja chcem žiť v tvorivej spoločnosti. Ale tento sen nemal ešte také konkrétne črty, konkrétne základy, pretože sme dostali 8 osnov a nejakú ideu. Ale každým jedným fórom, každou jednou diskusiou, každým jedným stretnutím s ďalšími a ďalšími ľuďmi dochádza ku viacerým pochopeniam, dochádza k tomu, že už budujeme konkrétne črty a ja chcem žiť v tvorivej spoločnosti. A keďže mám rada svojich priateľov, mám rada svoje deti, tak ja viem, že to je najlepšie, čo môžem pre seba a pre svojich priateľov a pre svoje deti urobiť, a to je vytvoriť tvorivú spoločnosť. Tak to je tá najväčšia motivácia. Prečo? Pretože to je najlepšie, čo môžeme urobiť.
It's really true that everything that depends on us, and with this understanding, when you starting to participate in this project, and you actually see, all these opportunities that you actually have during your own day. I mean, when I also started to participate, and with each step, you open up yourself, you unfold all your capabilities that you actually have you see that you can also like do something not only, for example, like me as a scientist, you usually work with logic, with something, but it's like so also like artistic ways, and you also want to write songs and create music and really do everything possible in order to share the information about creative society. So, and really this knowing yourself and unfolding, it's really very interesting process that I observe.
A ešte by som chcela len dodať, že možno proste tá unikátnosť toho fórumu je, že za 12 hodín, aj keby človek nevidel naše predchádzajúce fóra, tak za 12 hodín on dostal komplexnú informáciu o celostnom stave našej planéty a o východisku. Viete, ako sa teraz v súčasnom formáte robia konferencie. Urobí sa ekonomická konferencia, urobí sa ekologická, urobí sa klimatická, urobí sa, sociálna, psychologická, ale proste keď my chápeme, že celý svet je navzájom prepojený a že my žijeme v období globálnej krízy, keď jeden problém je paradoxne ani nenadväzuje na ďalší a na ďalší, na ďalší a my nemôžeme riešiť iba túto vec bez toho, aby sme riešili 10 ďalších, pretože nám horí celá ulica a nemôžeme zachraňovať jednotlivé domy iba. Musíme nájsť komplexné riešenie. A preto toto fórum, proste nech by človek bol v akejkoľvek oblasti, či len v ekonomickej alebo klimatickej, tak vlastne tie puzlíky boli dané a tie puzlíky mohli zapadnúť a dostal určite odpoveď na to, že čo je možné robiť a prečo je tá situácia taká, aká je.
That's indeed the truth. Today, most of the events that we can see in the world taking place may be the recent COP27, may be all kind of different activities of charities and organizations. We're clearly missing interdisciplinary approach. And indeed, the Global Forum has proven that people who understand the importance of starting action don't look at selfish goals, are not asking, why should I participate? What am I going to get out of it? But are really trying not to look just in one sphere of life, but broadly, in a complex way, because we understand that it is indeed the consumer format of society that is the root cause of all of the crises that we are facing today. And you have mentioned in your speech that unfortunately today human rights are only on paper. And how do you understand this sentence that human rights are only on the paper? And what can we do? How can creative society contribute? Because many people ask us on a various topics. Okay, so what's going to creative society? What's going to do it in this field or that field, right? And so, how can creative society change this fact?
Tak ako vidíme, že naše ľudské práva sú len na papieri. Však sa pozrime dookola. Keby to tak nebolo, tak žijeme v úplne inej spoločnosti. Keby to tak nebolo, tak by sme vo svete nemali hlad, nemali vojny, pretože proste spotrebiteľský formát šliape po našich právach. Hoci na papieri je napísané, že hlavnou základnou jednotkou každého štátu, každej spoločnosti je človek a všetko má byť prispôsobené pre blaho človeka. A vidíme, že to tak nie je. Základnou zložkou alebo tým základnou prioritou spotrebiteľskej spoločnosti sú moc a peniaze. A človek je možno to posledné, možno je to ten posledný článok, na ktorého si politici a vláda spomenie, keď ho akurát potrebujú pár možno rok, pár mesiacov pred voľbami, keď im ideme dať hlas. A my sa zbavíme zodpovednosti, a prenesieme zodpovednosť na daného človeka, že on bude tým našim hlasom. On urobí všetko pre naše blaho, ale to sa nedeje. A práve tvorivá spoločnosť je ten opačný formát, keď my ten svoj hlas nikomu nebudeme dávať. My budeme tým hlasom. My budeme sami sa spolupodieľať na vytváraní zákonov. My predsa vieme, čo je pre nás dobré. My predsa vieme, čo je pre nás správne, ako máme žiť. A tým pádom proste už aj dieťa, keď má 18 rokov a sa osamostatňuje, chce povedať svojim rodičom dosť, ja viem, ako chcem žiť a ako môžem žiť. A my predsa robíme to isté. My ako nechceme evolučne podrásť. A v tvorivej spoločnosti však bol nádherné video ukázané na fóre, kde aké jednoduché to bude. V súčasnosti sú zákony príliš zložité na to, aby sme im nerozumeli. Ale v tvorivej spoločnosti budú predkladané zákony, aby veľmi jednoducho, aby sa človek mohol rozhodnúť. Je to pre mňa správne, je to pre mňa výhodné, je to dobré pre mňa a pre moju rodinu. A tým pádom proste tá odpoveď bude veľmi jednoduchá. Takže sa zmení pozícia a politik bude iba nástrojom na vykonávanie vôle a rozhodnutí ľudí a ľudia sami budú rozhodovať, ako chcú žiť.
Yes, exactly. So it's actually also, surprised me a lot because all these promises that we usually hear during elections, and there are no actually way to control politicians. This re-election that will take place, it will be only in 4 or 5 years, and basically, so we delegate our responsibility, our electoral power to some people who decide actually for the whole country. And why is it so? So can we actually influence this situation? And was my insight that I had during one of these international discussions previously, that exactly it's now the time that's this evolutionary step, when we all have these internet connections, we all are interconnected. It's very easy actually to ask every person on the earth to decide for one political decision or for the other. Previously, it's maybe you should to collect all this information, to have like a network of communications or so on. Like maybe previously it was quite harder, but now it's not a problem. I mean, of course, there are some places on Earth when there is no internet and there will be issues, but it's no problem to provide it with our current opportunities. I mean, currently with this satellite internet, with all these steps, is actually easy and basically just another evolutionary step. And we should not, be stayed in the current format of our society, really be tied with these different, systems, with our types of relationship that we're actually gained. We need just to let it go and continue our evolution.
No, skutočne je už čas, aby sme evolučne podrastli a zobrali tú moc do vlastných rúk, ale s tým ide aj zodpovednosť. Zodpovednosť, že proste žijeme vo veľmi špeciálnom období, keď my sami môžeme vytvoriť tú budúcnosť a ten svet pre naše deti. Práve teraz, keď je nás aj 8 miliard a technologicky sme veľmi prepojení po celom svete.
Yeah, I really like the examples because many people say that it's not possible to self-govern society because people are lacking knowledge and we need to give the decision making into the hands who understand, but I really like the example that you've said, that it's just like you are living in a house and you put an itinerary that can do whatever he would like to do with the house. He can refurbish, he can resell it while you are living in it, right? So it just seems to be kind of a habit, or let's say an imposed dogma that we are being taught. We have been raised in that we are not able to decide about the society. So what argument would you kind of provide to the people who tell you that we people are not able to self-govern?
But before we continue, I'd like to introduce our guests that are also connected to us.
Yes, and in continuation of our discussion today, I would like to welcome our next guest, Yams Chikho. Yams is an active participant of Creative Society from Malawi and has interpreted the online forum into the local language. Welcome, Yams.
Yes, can you please share with us what motivates you to participate in the Creative Society project, and what motivated you to translate the forum into your own language?
Okay, thank you, Alex. Here in Malawi, what motivated me most is that when I see the problems worldwide, or what is happening, I have seen that individually it's very, very difficult to deal with them. For example, when we have seen the like here in Malawi, the majority are farmers, and since long time ago they have been in this farming system for a long period of time, but almost every year they have challenges with their food security, and the economic status is very pathetic. When we're investigating what can be done to deal with this situation, we have seen that individually it's not possible to deal with them. And when I looked on the website from Facebook, I saw the 8 foundations of Creative Society. And when I read them, I understood that these are indeed the solutions of all the problems. Like even when we see the problems of wars in so many countries like Ukraine and other countries, and when we see the natural disasters that are coming, that are occurring, we have seen that there are many, and many people are suffering, but the world is not showing any concern about them due to geographical divisions. We have seen that those that are suffering in other countries, they are not being helped with the other nations. So we have seen that there are a lot of divisions. So when I have seen the 80 foundations of Creative Society, I saw that this is indeed the solution. And what also motivated me most is that in Creative Society, we have been in darkness for so long. And due to scientific investigation that has been done since 1995, and they have shown the world that the real problem with our climate change is not CO2 accumulation, but the problem is starting from the core. So that means the real problem is being known, and when you know the real problem, that means it's already half solved. So that means and the most thing that shocked me most is how many years have we left to die, and how many years is left for the planet to end. So that shocked me too. And fortunately, we have seen that the only solution we have for all these problems is creative society. We need to build the creative society to unite everyone worldwide as one family, and we need to do this, and together we'll reach the solution as quick as possible. And beyond that, that means we'll be living in this society worth living for everyone, no matter the geographical position, race, or other issue, political grounds. And moreover, the most important thing is that the creative society, the fundamental unit of the of creative society is a human being. That means he is super than everything else, including money and other issues. So that means this will promote love and unity. So that's what motivated most in creative society.
Thank you. And there was one thought that came to my mind from Katka's speech, who is also with us here today. And this is the fact that it is only us people who can help each other during the cataclysms. And it turns out we can see it all around the world that the governments to whom we delegate our power and to whom we give our hopes for solving all of the issues are not really able to cope with the problems. On the other hand, the people uniting all the time in all the cases can self-organize and help each other. So this seems to be the main argument for self-government, right, Alex?
Yeah, absolutely. And also, would like to thank you again, Yams, for sharing, because it also gives me understanding that every person is so important, is so unique, and the only the only uniqueness that we have in our society is a people, his person, each and every one. And because he or she might contribute to the whole society, to improve lives, to improve the situation in his or her own country, because it's our own responsibility on places to solve the current issues that we have locally, but it's our responsibilities as the whole humanity to solve the global issues that we have currently in climate. And exactly for this reason, the Creative Society project was developed. It has multifacets, and each person finds in this project something that touches him mostly. For some people, it's the truth that it's been voiced over the whole world, and it's a unique chance to really survive, and not only to survive, but to overcome all our material difficulties that we have in our current format of our society. We still have, in 21st century, we still have honor. We still have places where people do not have any opportunity to drink clear water. And of course, these advancements that we already have right now in our current civilization was developed by somebody. So we already gives me always understanding that each and every person has such a potential to develop this technological process even further and to really solve all the issues that we have right now. And I think it's also very important to understand what kind of things we have already, and maybe let us watch a next video about vertical farming.
Today, we can easily solve the problem of hunger using technologies that already exist. One remarkable example is vertical farms. The main differences between vertical farms and traditional greenhouse facilities are that they allow for growing on multiple levels and in a fully controlled indoor environment. Several technologies are used in vertical farms. 1. Hydroponics, growing plants in an artificial environment without soil. 2. Aeroponics, growing in an airy environment without soil. 3. Aquaponics, a technology that combines hydroponics and aquaculture, fish farming. So, we see that the soil is not used. There are no insects. There is no need to use pesticides. The products are ecologically clean. It is a closed ecosystem. It is not harmful to the environment. Its efficiency speaks for itself. The Mirai Core vertical farm in Japan is one of the largest city farms on the planet. It requires 98% less water than a conventional farm, and it is 50 to 100 times more productive. An American farm called Aero Farms yields up to 26 harvests a year and produces 390 times more food per square meter than field farming. Aero Farms now grows more than 550 different varieties of fruits and vegetables. To date, the NASA Center is conducting practical developmental work on growing wheat to provide for humans in space. Researchers at Stanford University have calculated that wheat grown in an indoor 10-layer vertical farm can produce up to 660 times higher yields than modern farming methods provide.
Yes, we actually published a paper in 2020 on wheat production in vertical farm. So you could really produce a lot of food and 365 days a year, not just during the season. And it's totally independent of climate, but it has a cost. That means that every year you need to spend about $15 million in electricity, which is quite a significant amount of money. Now, if you remove the energy challenge, it's great because people can have food.
And we will solve the electricity problem in the first year of the transition period to the creative society, thanks to the gradual introduction of fuel-free energy generators, the technology which already exists nowadays. Another amazing opportunity that vertical farms offer is growing vegetables anywhere on the planet. One of such examples is Antarctica.
I'm standing here in our Antarctic greenhouse from the Eden ISS project, and today I will give you a quick look around. As you can see here, I'm surrounded by plants. To my left side we have tomato plants, behind that are cucumber plants. To my right side we have here 4 different types of lettuce.
Thus, we see that vertical farms are greatly expanding our possibilities in food production, but this is far from the limit. Nowadays, projects are being developed for complete ecosystems capable of growing not only fruits and vegetables, but even raising fish and poultry. French architect Pierre Sartou has proposed a vertical farm of mixed functions, Tour Vivant, living tower in which housing, farms, leisure facilities, restaurants, and shops can be located. The concept of the Tour Vivant Eco Tower is to combine hydroponics production and housing in an urban environment. The 30-story pyramid farm, designed by Dixon Despommier, is a closed-loop agricultural ecosystem in which almost every element of the agricultural process, including water and nutrients, is recirculated. It will utilize only 5% of the space of a traditional farm. One such farm will produce a wide variety of fruits and vegetables, fish and poultry, and feed about 50,000 people annually. These few technologies alone show that once a transition from the consumerist format to the creative one starts, the problem of hunger will be solved instantly. By bringing together scientific potential, the best developments and resources, cross-functional, multi-purpose farms will be built within the first year of the transition period to the creative society. In such facilities, in addition to plant cultivation, there will also be fish, livestock, and poultry farms in one building. The first floor is a fish farm. The second and third floors are allocated to livestock farming. The upper floors are for agricultural products, plants, berries, fruits, and vegetables. We can create such farms even in areas where nothing grows and the land is not suitable for human habitation. We will turn the Sahara Desert into the most fertile area on Earth. Fresh products without chemical treatment or pesticides will be on your table at any time of the year, anywhere in the world.
Yes, so we can see that we already today have technologies that could wipe out hunger from Earth's surface, right? But it turns out that there are certain limitations in implementing of these in the current consumer format of society. So Yams, what is your understanding? How can we make sure, how can we implement these technologies in creative society?
Okay. How we can implement these technologies? We can say that there are so many ways we can implement these technologies. In a creative society, we see that the main target is unity. So, by combination of scientists and other sectors, that means transportation and the other technologies, that means we'll make these technologies to reach the consumers and the other companies in a fast pace, because through international unity and cooperation, that means in every country will have opportunity to have trained technicians and the engineers and other people that can help in building these companies. So that means we will not have the issues like low financial status in other countries, or low or land issues, workers issues, and other things that can hinder this technology. But we can see that since it's managed globally, that means we will reach every nation. Since in creative society, these technologies are targeting everyone in the world, as will be benefiting in these things. So in implementing, there will be no problems. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
It's absolutely true. Yeah, Mark.
I just wanted to also ask Katka, do you think that even, let's say, people can benefit of these technologies where, let's say, the traditional way of growing food is a habit? Do you think it will have advantages for us as well?
No, tak to je veľmi zaujímavá otázka.
Well, that's a very interesting question. On the one hand, I want to say that the biggest problem in consumer society is hunger, and we could solve hunger now. We already have the technologies, we already have vertical farms, and yet we are sending money to different foundations and finding ways to feed people. And the solution already exists, and this shows that the consumer system is not interested in feeding all the people. We really need to change the format of society. And to your question, Mark, when you asked about people who are involved in traditional agriculture, I have my own experience as well. When I posted a video of vertical farms on my social network after the last forum, I had a few of my friends reach out to me right away that perhaps you are not serious. How? We can't give up land. We can't. Food that hasn't ripened in the soil and hasn't been nourished by the sun, it's not good for our bodies. This is not the right direction. But again, there is just a huge misunderstanding because we don't understand the elementary physics that everything is made up of elementary particles. So even every single food is made up of elementary particles. Even those vitamins, everything is just elementary particles. And basically, how that food will be created, it will be useful for our body, and it doesn't matter whether it grows without touching the soil or whether it grows in a vertical farm. Even better, because all the nutrients and everything necessary for us to live will be represented in it. So basically, just maybe explaining a little more that one will not lose anything. It will even benefit us even more.
Yeah, it's absolutely true that, like each industry, each actually, like thing that we develop, it's always has its own evolutionary step. And we already talked today about it. Like the same as political system, how we, like decide for ourselves, our self-governments, it should come to this evolutionary step, right, as self-governments. The same as here is in any other industry like farming. Of course, nowadays we are get used to what we are see on the fields and so on, but it shouldn't be like that always. Like if we look to the past, there are a lot of examples where some industries just get evolved into some others. Some will just get reduced, and it's absolutely okay. And the creative society is exactly this security for each and everyone in order to not to lose means for living. It's okay to change what do you do in your everyday life, right? So, for example, instead of driving a tractor all the day, or like working hard, and like in my childhood, I grew up in a village. And I saw it with my own eyes, like what is it to have, for example, a few hectares of potato field and so on. Like you just work all the day long, and there are no other ways. So if you will not work, you will have nothing to eat if you live like in a village, right? So you're always busy, but like the life is not always something to be busy with growing food for yourself, or even working hard in other industries. I think life was created for something more beautiful, for something, like for a lot of things that will happen in creative society, because when you have free time and freedom, you can choose what you can do, and you have security, you have this freedom inside, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, I fully agree. And I would just like to add on this, what Katka mentioned is that these people, I think they are just afraid, of losing their job, because their life is dependent on employment in, for example, agricultural sector. And every time an advanced technology is being implemented, there is a fear accompanying it. What will be with my job, right? But I would like to mention that in creative society, this is not going to be a problem, because thanks to the unconditioned basic income, there will now be this fear of, let's say, losing a job. And maybe one other small argument is, these people are not maybe aware about all of the pollution that is inside of the soil, in the water, in the air. So the tomato that we were used to eat when we were young is not the same as we eat now, right? As the scientists have found microplastics everywhere in the water, in the soil, and even in our bodies.
Yeah. So how do you see, like, when all these, like the basic needs that people in Malawi has right now, they will be fulfilled, right? There will be no danger in life, no stress regarding, job and like what to eat, what to do, like, like all the basic needs are covered. How do you see it? Like how people in your country will, what do we do in everyday life? Can you please think about it, like how it will be in the future?
Okay, currently, as I have foreshadowing this society, we can see that in everyday lives, what people are busy of is how to find food, how to find shelter, and how to find other basic needs. But when we reach in a creative society, that means everyone will be free to do other issues like entertainments, going maybe for other issues that someone wants. And even this will reduce the stress and anxiety in everyone. Because what most people are having, like depression and stress, is because they are not fulfilling their basic needs in everyday life. Like here in Malawi, we can see that economy or poverty is at a high level. So what everyone thinks of is how to find food, how can I build my house. But unfortunately, although they build the houses, they are in poor conditions. And because we can have like example here, like the house I'm living, although the camera is not really clear, we can see that it's not well thatched, it's not in a good condition. So this is just an example how we feel here, because we can feel that we are not secured. Even when the headlines can come, that means we are automatically in danger. So in a creative society, that means all these issues will be will end, and we will live happily, and we can see that we can connect with the other peoples in other countries. We can travel without problems. We can have enough food. We can have enough money. Everything that we want, we can have it. So that means it will be glad to be in such a society. And I have done my little research here in Malawi. I have asked so many people about the creative society. How do they feel living in such a society? And many respondents have said that in that society, it will be very great and it will be interesting, since we will not have much work to do. We'll have much time to do other things like entertainment and other issues. So that means it will be great living in that society with the high technologies, like the internet that we are having, the problems of internet and other issues. That means all these problems will go. So we'll be free, and life will be very, very fantastic for everyone. That's how I see.
Yeah, thank you very much. And we clearly see and follow that this is indeed the truth, as there are thousands of people joining the creative society in almost all African countries, may it be Zambia, may it be Malawi, may it be Ghana, may it be Congo, you know. So with we are having interviews with so many people. And there is one question for Katka. Obviously, creative society is very attractive thanks to the technologies, thanks to how the change of people who don't live in such a good conditions can change. But how about, let's say, people who live in the Western countries? How would you, let's say, what would be your argument? Why should people support creative society who essentially have everything, have food, have work, and are living in a peaceful environment so far?
No, možno to, že máme teraz všetko a že
But maybe the fact that we have everything now and that we are living relatively, unlike people in Africa, in a peaceful and abundant environment, that is perhaps just an illusion because we have no certainty of tomorrow. And the life we live here may be more comfortable, but we don't know for how long. The global crisis is coming to our countries, and we are already being told what everything is going to change, what we are going to have to get used to, what high prices we are going to have to pay, and just how we are going to have to earn for it. What will we all have to do to feed our children and ourselves tomorrow too, in the way that the creative society does? Yes, maybe someone would say for the people in Africa it's certainly beneficial because it will change their lives dramatically. But it's also beneficial for all of us because it will give us freedom. Actually, what that freedom means. However, at the moment, how many of those companies are also given their employees, let us say, that unpaid time off, the so-called sabbatical, so that person can just go somewhere, can switch off, because that company knows that when that person comes back, he will have a much bigger input. And what did that cause? The fact that the person knew he had somewhere to come back, so he didn't have the stress, but he could relax. He could have freed himself from all those responsibilities and the pressure, the enormous pressure that we live in now. And perhaps it's because of these pressures that there are so many psychological problems in our countries. Even children have psychological problems, so that illusion of a good life is just an illusion in our countries. And like Yams said at the beginning, I was very happy as it shows how we are all the same, that the creative society is not only beneficial for us, Europeans, but it's also beneficial for Africans, for people in Asia, for people in Australia. It's just not the case that one nation is being singled out over another or one continent over another, that we are going to benefit from it as it's now. Creative society just gives us all freedom and equality of opportunity, and that freedom we are going to get here. How much? What inner potential can we unlock, and that freedom that people in Africa will get? Yams maybe. What inner potential can he and his family unlock? And how can he improve life for me here in Europe? And how can he benefit me well? That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. And it's very, like this world we are all talking about. Like sometimes it sounds like a dream, but it's already reality if we are doing everything we can in order to implement it. Because it's really depends only on us whether we create this world or not. Because who else have actually control over this world? Only we humans, all of us who are living on this planet. And here it actually doesn't matter on which continent you live on, in which country. It really doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is whether we would like to live in creative society or not. And everything depends on this choice. So of course we have different opportunities and different plans, but we really need to consider what kind of world we are dreaming about. And as for me, creative society really fulfills everything, every single need that I would even actually have. So you'll have free time for your education, you have free time for everything, like what you would like to do or to learn. You have free time for your own religion, for your own beliefs, for your spirituality. It's your choice. It's absolutely your choice, but you will have it. And nothing can stop you from doing everything you want in your free time. That's really brilliant. That's, such a gift that you will never actually expect. And thank you, Yams, for sharing. And thank you, Katko, for sharing with with us. So actually, we now come to understanding that everything depends on us. But what should I do personally? So maybe we can share our own examples. What are we doing in our free time to, to share the information about creative society, to implement this first stage, informational stage? So can we please share?
Tak môžem povedať ja.
So can I start?
Čo môžeme urobiť?
What can we do at the moment? We can tell everybody about it because we are the owners. We are the holders of the idea of a better life. We are the ones who want to live. We are the ones who have grasped that idea, and we can tell everybody about it. And thus to talk, of course, to wear badges, or here it is, surround yourself in company, on things, on cars, on clothes with a sign of creative society. Surround yourself at work with badges. Tell your colleagues about it. Tell everyone about it. Because when one has the right information, one can make the right decision. So we are the ones who can bring to a person that possibility that everything can change. And of course, people have misunderstandings. With this, we encounter every day people ask questions, and uncomfortable questions, but for them important questions. But it's up to us to go deeper and deeper into the essence of the Creative Society project and to seek answers together. Of course, we can't answer everything right away, but the Creative Society project is unique and it's alive. And it will bring those answers to all of us in time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And Yams, can you please share what are you doing for the implementation of Creative Society? How you share the information about it? Can you please share with our viewers?
Okay, thank you very much. Here I have media pages like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. So in those pages, it's one of my methods that I use. I send images, information from the page, and how people can find the Creative Society, how they can join. And I also share some short videos that they can hear what is going on really in this world, about the climate change and the other issues, the problems and how the solution is. And also I do face-to-face talk to people about the Creative Society in Malawi, and hear their views, how do they feel about this society. And most of them are very, very interested with this society coming. And I also take my time to participate in interpretations, and also I do voice over some videos from English to Chichewa. I do interpret some messages so that they should be also in our local languages, so that those people that don't know how to speak Chichewa and how to hear or to read English, they can also understand this information. So I do share them through these social medias and also in WhatsApp statuses. I do put them in WhatsApp status daily, so that those people that they don't know, they should know that we are a family and we need to create a creative society as a family worldwide. That's what I do most. Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of things. That's a lot of things. Thank you very much, Yams. This was really inspirational. And dear viewers, we are coming to an end of our today's broadcast, of our today's international discussions. Today we have realized that creative society brings benefits no matter in what country do you live, in what conditions do you live, what social status or what job you do. Creative society creates conditions in which we gain the true freedom, which we obviously don't have. And why we don't have it, this is also what we have realized today, is because we shift the responsibility for our life to someone else's shoulders. And the sooner we stop doing it, the sooner our life can change. And we can see that already today we have got technologies to wipe out all the crises of Earth's surface and can finally start living as human. And today, here with us, we've got our esteemed guests, Katka from Slovakia and Yams from Malawi, who are really, I would say, the master of example, how to do it, right? And who understand that taking on responsibility and sharing this information all around brings us closer to a society that everyone can be happy in. Right, Alex?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really, like I repeat it again and again that everything depends on us, because it is really so. Because if we alone understand, like I personally understand, and that's why I actually participate in creative society in different ways. So, because I also want to live in this happy future. I want to see not only me but other people, that they're also happy, that they also have fulfilled all the wishes and all their needs, and using all the tools that we have in creative society that we have discussed. And this unification, not on words, but in reality, will bring a lot of benefit for all of us. And it will be such a happy world, like a world of truly happy people. And it's really very bright future that we have. And I also would like to remind our viewers, if you have any questions or maybe suggestions, or you can just repost and start acting. You can see here right now all the social media contacts that we have. You can go, for example, on the TikTok and do it with a video on creative society, so other people in your own country will learn more about it. You can post Instagram post in your story, or create your own post and tag Creative Society. So as well as in other social medias, there are plenty of ways how we can share information, write comments in the similar TikTok or Facebook. And thanks to Yams, he also shared how he is doing. So there are really plenty of ways, and it's really such a pleasure. And also I would like to remind that one very, very important event awaits us in the future. It's a conference that will take place on December 10th, a conference called Global Crisis. Who is Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, for us? Please join and also watch it. We're really happy and really waiting and looking forward for it. So thank you so much for being with us today, and see you next time.